Hey, today I'm going to show you how to solve this calculation by using the Gauss-Jordan elimination technique. The first thing we need to do is to write it into the matrix form. Here the first column represents the x values, the second one the y values, and the third one the z values. When calculating through this, we will refer this one to the first row, the second row, and the third row. As Elaine has demonstrated in the introduction and explanatory part, our goal is to get to a value of 1 in the x, the y, and the z column. The rest of the values from x, y, and z should equal 0. So to get to the first one, to the first value of 1, all we need to do is divide the first column by -3. After this, we will end up with a result like this. The next step will be to multiply the first row by 5 and add it to the second row. So we end up with a 0 over here. And then multiply the first row by 2 and add it to 3. So we end up with a 0 down here. The next step will be to divide the second row by 17 thirds. So this will be this column, so that we end up with a value of 1 over here. When we have done this, we will end up with results like this. Yes, the next step will be to multiply the second row by 4 thirds and subtract it by row number 1, and to multiply row number 2 by 7 thirds and add it to row number 3. This will allow us to go to results we have down here, because as mentioned at the start, we want to have those values at 0. Through this step, we will get to a 0 of here and here. The next step will be to divide row number 3 by 75 over 17. This will allow us to get to the value of 1 in the z column in row number 3. So what we can see here now is we have all 1s in the columns of x, y, and z. This is exactly what we want. The next thing we want to do is to have zeros on top of here and here. To go to this, we simply have to multiply the third row by 4/17 and subtract it by the first row, and multiply the third row by 27 and add it to the second row. So here. So multiply the third row by 4/17 and subtract it from row number 1, and multiply the third row by 20/17 and add it to the second row. This will allow us to get results of 0 here and here, as shown here. And that's it basically. Now we can see, through this matrix, we can see that 1x equals -5, 1y equals 2, and 1z equals -1. And that's it. Thank you very much.